advances of modern medicine, doctors today are able to prepare for any surprise months in advance. Most complications and health problems of both mother and baby are monitored in advance. Thus, doctors are able to meet the problem fully prepared. Some parents, however, deliberately refuse the opportunities provided by science. Some simply want to surprise themselves by not finding out the sex of the baby in advance. But there are those who refuse ultrasound sessions completely. For Nicole Ziemer, this was her first pregnancy, and she was worried sick. Fortunately, all indications were that the birth would proceed safely. But the doctors didn't perform all the procedures required by regulations. The Ziemer couple were proponents of so-called natural childbirth. To minimize the risk of unwanted extraneous interventions, they decided to limit themselves to basic health checks of the pregnant woman. For example, Nicole never had an ultrasound scan, and the woman was going to give birth at home, in the company of her husband and an experienced midwife. By all accounts, the baby was supposed to be born on January 30th. But fate decided otherwise. On December 29th, a month before her due date, the woman's waters broke. Home birth in such circumstances fell out, and Matt, Nicole's husband, took her to the hospital. The trip, which normally took only minutes, this time took a good 2 hours. The highway was covered with snow. The woman spent a little less than 2 days on the operating table. The doctors selflessly fought for the life of the woman and her baby. But when the specialists breathed a sigh of relief as they delivered tiny Blakely Faith, it turned out that Nicole was carrying twins. Even the paramedics were surprised, and the parents were stunned. Since the mother-to-be had never had an ultrasound, no one had prepared for twins beforehand. Luckily, the doctors didn't mess up, and 1 hour later little Kate Matthew was lying next to his baby sister. The baby came out in one piece. The Ziemer couple had never expected twins. Nicole and Matt are thrilled, but they admit they have a lot of changes to make. The parents consider these babies to be a gift from above. This is how heaven shows us. Everything in our lives really happens by God's will, the young mother said later.